Hello everyone and welcome to my new channel. Seeing as this is the first video I've decided to put up, I thought it would be good to start with a little introduction. So here it goes. My name is Derek Stuffel. I'm a recent college graduate studying media studies with a minor in studio art. So I decided to put those degrees to use and start my own movie review YouTube channel. Unlike most movie review channels, you're not just going to see me talking about the movie. Instead, you're going to see a time-lapse video of me drawing either a movie poster or character design. So without any further introduction, let's get down to our first review. The first review I'm going to do is M. Night Shyamalan's Glass. Now Glass is the first movie for me this year that is highly anticipated. I loved both Unbreakable and Split, and I was really excited to see how those two films came together and what M. Night Shyamalan was going to do. For those of you who don't know, the film takes place only weeks after the events of Split and follows Bruce Willis's David Dunn, or the Overseer, as he follows and tracks James McAvoy's Kevin, the Whore, the Beast, whatever you want to call it. Eventually, both end up in the same mental institution as Samuel L. Jackson's Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, where all three's therapy is run by Sarah Paulson's Dr. Ellie Staple. So first I want to clarify that I think your enjoyment of this film is really going to come down to what you thought of both Split and Unbreakable. Like I said earlier, I loved both movies, and while I can't say that about Glass, I did really like it. It was an overall enjoyable movie that definitely worth seeing in the theaters. So I'm going to start with some of what I thought was really good about it, and then I'll get into more of the stuff that I think definitely could have been improved on. So I think overall the acting in this movie was phenomenal. James McAvoy, if you saw Split, brings that performance again to Glass. He instantly switches back and forth in between all these personalities, some of which we didn't see before. So seeing new personalities, seeing the old ones come back, it's really nice to see. Also, Bruce Willis is actually trying in this film. Unfortunately, over the past 5 to 10 years, most of the time when Bruce Willis was in a movie, he wasn't really trying to act. He was just Bruce Willis in a movie. In this, he is David Dunn. And then there's Sam Jackson. And in my eyes, Sam Jackson can really do no wrong. No matter what he's in, he always brings this style and flair to every performance. Even in this, where throughout most of the movie, he's very quiet or does very little until maybe the last half or last third. And as for the other characters and other actors, that is, they all do fine. Sarah Paulson does a good job as this concerned psychiatrist trying to convince these men that they aren't superheroes, that it's all in their heads. And then Anya Taylor-Joy is back from Split. I honestly didn't understand why she was in this film. While she did an amazing job with what she was given, she really wasn't given a lot to do. Now, what else will say about this movie is that the first two acts offer are just this great amalgamation of suspense and build up. It's building to something. Even random scenes of an employee holding a flashlight can be super suspenseful in this film. Like other Shyamalan films, it's hard to figure out exactly what's going on in this movie. The basic plot points of what's going on, but you can also tell there's something going on behind the scenes, and you really don't know who's pulling the strings. And that's what I really liked about this movie. It kind of kept me guessing exactly where it was going throughout the majority of the film. Also, I have to say that the fight scenes in this movie are intense and raw. They're not like Marvel or DC fight scenes where it's a lot of choreographed hand-to-hand combat with people blocking and dodging and getting in a good couple punches. No, this is street level, two guys who really don't know how to fight but have superpowers go at it. Now, I do also want to say, there's not a lot of fights in this. So don't go into this movie thinking you're getting a high action film or a big superhero blockbuster. This is essentially an indie film with characters that have superpowers. And lastly, what I'll say about this movie, at least in the good, is that it was shot beautifully. It looks phenomenal. Now that was the good. Now on to a little bit of the not so good. Like I said earlier, the first two acts were great, filled with suspense and build up and you trying to figure out what's going to happen. You think it's going to go this one direction, but then it never really goes there. So I was feeling a little let down during the last third. Not enough to ruin my enjoyment of the film, but definitely enough to realize that this isn't what I was expecting. It seems like the ending was trying to set something up instead of more being focused on giving us satisfying endings to these character arcs. And the last thing I'm going to say that wasn't really good about this movie, maybe I should have mentioned this when I was talking about the acting, but Spencer Clark, Bruce Willis' son in the original, his acting is a little off throughout this movie. And I've looked into him. He's been consistently working since he was in Unbreakable, but he's never been in a big role or anything really that big at all. So I just don't think he's really had the time to hone his craft, and it definitely shows on screen. But with all that said, I just want to off that Glass is a satisfying ending to the Unbreakable trilogy and is really a good time in theaters. While there are certain things that just don't seem right or are kind of disappointing, it doesn't ruin the overall enjoyment of the film. So in the end, I would give Glass probably around a B. It was a good film, some mistake that stopped it from becoming an A or a loved it type of film. Now, if I was just focusing on the technical side, I'd probably give it an A- to an A. But since this is my opinion and not just a pure objective, I'm probably going to give it around a B to a B-. So that was my review of Glass. Please let me know what you thought of the movie down below. Please click that like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified anytime I release a new video. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.